Hi, boys. I just came down to tell you Tom Sanchez is coming down right now to shut you down. You're selling tires again.
That's what we got is tires.
Damn right we're selling tires.
Dirty Sanchez is coming back? That jerk.
I'm not kidding. You know that Sanchez, he's coming down for real this time.
Well, Tom Sanchez can try and shut us down all he wants. He won't be able to. We provide a service here for the poor people. He's been selling tires out of this place since the 1849 gold rush.
I'm gonna go see if I can get on television on that public access channel, maybe put a commercial up, and we'll start selling tires as low pros.
Just make sure you mention that it's low pro so they don't recognize that it's actually Earl's Acres.
Howdy folks, Slim here, low pros. Come on down, used to be Earl's Acres. Now, me and my cousin Rick, we're taking it over. Earl was a bastard, but we're great guys. Come on down and see us, we'll hook you up with a tire. Come on down today, and I'll give you 4 tires for the price of 5. Every size imaginable from every era that you could think of, I got. I'm just literally surrounded by tires. You got a car from the 60s, 70s, or 80s? We got tires from the 60s or 70s and 80s. I got all kinds of vintage museum grade tires here. Prices might have gone up a little bit, but we've got every size tire imaginable.
We got every size tire known to man.
Come on over, we changed the name.
We can mount you a tire. Car tires, truck tires, motorcycle tires, skateboard tires, and of course, low pros.
Come on down to Low Pros, we're gonna mount you a tire.
If you go back to the 1680s and 1690s, they would hang women for being witches. And it was in response to their fear of a thing called witchcraft. Of course, we know nowadays that there's no such thing as witchcraft, and therefore there's no such thing as witches. The whole concept is completely out in left field in terms of what we now realize to be true. People would die from diseases, but they'd blame somebody for putting a hex on them and stone them and other things like that of great cruelty.
I think I smell weed.
We believe something that's so far out in left field that to even understand the actual problem, most people in our country wouldn't be able to grasp it. We have another magic creature that's similar to the witch, but it's really a human being, just as the witches were. And we do very cruel things to these people, as though they were actually this magical creature. The thief. The idea that you could get rid of theft by punishing thieves is as ridiculous as that you could get rid of witchcraft by punishing witches. Yeah, you could never get rid of theft by punishing thieves. It's just a ridiculous belief. However, that's where our society's at this point. It still has fictitious creatures that it punishes.
I think I smell weed. I totally smell weed out here. Well, seems to me in this tire game there's 2 kind of tire buyers. There's this kind, and then there's this kind.
Well, another problem that isn't really recognized in our society is a thing called cultural rigidity. You know, when you're born into a society, everybody around you is practicing what they were born into when they were first brought onto this planet. And it's not actually understood that what you believe is what everyone else around you has told you they believe. And I think this is the biggest issue, is that you have no other society to compare it to see just how valid or invalid the concepts that your society practices. This is why witchcraft was punished for centuries when there's no such thing, and why we still have theft to this day, because it's not understood what the actual problem here is. I think is, oh yes, and in every civilization they do cruel things to thieves too, like that'll ever get rid of theft. Of course, you have to first believe that a thief is a real live creature and not a human being that you're using as an excuse to do cruel things to. You know, there's several others that I could show you, but all of them have the same issue behind them.
Well, I got the Low Pros sign up.
Yeah, what does it say?
Of course it says Low Pros. Although I did put the Goodyear and the Great Year tires on it.
Well, $10 a tire isn't going to cut it. I think we have to move into the 21st century here and up the price like everything else. It's going to have to cost more for a used tire.
Well, I was already thinking $30 a tire. That's got to be fair. $30. They're $200 new.
$30 a tire sounds good to me. course, we're just going to be working that old tire machine, but that's all right. It'll handle it.
Good.
You know what I do with my asshole every morning?
Well, I don't really want to know.
I feed him breakfast every morning. Send him off to work, that fucking mayor of High Ridge.
Really? Well, I've been thinking about Uncle Earl quite a bit lately. I think, well, what do you remember about Uncle Earl?
I remember Earl told me a joke one time. So this Irish dude, right, he goes into this Irish bar and he sits up at the bar and he says, "Bartender, pour me a drafty over here, will ya?" And the bartender pours him a cold beer. And he says, "Bartender, you look out the window out there. Do you see the dock out there? I built that dock with my bare hands and I can handle the wildest seas that blow. But do they call me McGregor the dock builder? No, they don't." And the bartender says, "Aye, they don't call you that, no." He says, "But you look out that door over there. Do you see that fence out there, man? I built that fence, and that fence is straight, and it is true. But do they call me McGregor the fence builder? No, they don't. But then you go and fuck just one sheep."
I remember when Earl used to bite at my fart bubbles at the old Miller's Pond.
Well, I know an Irish joke as well. It's about two gay Irishmen, John Fitzpatrick and Patrick Fitzjohn. Low pros, have a great year. I thought I smelled weed on the property, but it could have just been the weed in my pocket.
There used to be a ton of weed on this property.
I've smelt weed out there.
Okay, back in the day, Earl used to make all his money on girls and weed.
I told you guys before, we can't do anything illegal here anymore. It's got to be completely clean.
Remember now, prostitution is the oldest profession on God's green earth.
Back in the old days, he used to go swimming around underwater and give the girls an Australian kiss.
What the hell is that?
Well, it's just like a French kiss, only down under.
So Alice used to be married to the EPA inspector. We should tell her that we're tire recyclers and maybe she can sell them on the 70s tire sandals and the planter boxes. We might even get a contract with the retirement home.
And don't forget decorative bird feeders.
You use enough tires, you can make a retaining wall.
Well, how about making gimp suits out of these tires?
And you can make tire swings, too.
Well, pretty fruitful. Made a sign, we got a new business going. And I'm gonna find that weed on this property.
Well, I'm pretty sure just by renaming the business, we'll keep the government confused for quite a while. You know, no offense to people out there, but those that join the government usually aren't the swiftest thinkers. So anyway, should actually pan out. We'll see what happens by the end of this week.